everyone! Today we're joined by a new mascot. Isn't she cute? She doesn't have a name yet though because she's a recent gift from a friend. What do you think her name should be? Let me know down in the comments and I'll pick the best one. She is my biggest fan and she has such a bubbable snoot. Anyway, today is part 1 of 2 where I'll be reviewing Beauty Bay palettes. Now, I'll be reviewing Book of Magic and New Romantic. And today, the one I'm going to be reviewing is the Book of Magic. Now, I've never actually bought from Beauty Bay before. Wow, actually, that is a huge fat lie. I bought so many things from Beauty Bay before, but I never actually bought from their brand before. They're the first time for everything. So that's what I'll be doing today. Now, one thing that I noticed about Beauty Bay is that it's a pretty affordable brand. So I wanted to give it a try, and especially because this palette in particular was really drawing me in with the colours. So I was really intrigued. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to show you a close-up of the shade and then let's get into it. Boopity boop. So guys, there are the swatches, and now I'm just going to get straight into it and give you my opinion on this. Now do remember that this is just my opinion and not fact. So anyway, let's get into the pros first. So the first thing that I want to say is that it's a pretty good palette for £15. I mean, you can't expect anything amazing for £15, but it's pretty good value for money. You know, it's pretty big in size and the pans are pretty big in size as well. So you get quite a lot for your money. So it is a pretty good, little palette for £15. So the next thing that I want to tell you about is the affordability. I do think that £15 is quite accessible to quite a lot of people. I mean, I do know that affordability is subjective, but I think that £15 is pretty accessible to quite a lot of people. So that's good. So the next thing that I want to get into is that I didn't find there to be too much kickback. I mean, there was a lot of bit, but there wasn't an exhaustive amount of kickback. Now, me personally, I don't actually mind having a little bit of kickback as long as it's good quality and it's pigmented. But I do know that some people cannot stand having kickback from their palette. So I thought I would mention that. So now let's get into the cons. So although it's a good palette for £15, I felt a lot of it let down by the actual pigment on the eyes, how it performed on the eyes, because the swatches, it swatches much better than how it performed on the eyes. So I was a little bit disappointed with the pigment, and also don't forget that my skin is pretty fair, so I don't know how it would work for people with darker skin. I don't know if they'd have problems with it. But there is one thing that I will say about this palette though, is that I do think it's one of those types of palettes that you have to sort of bed it in a little bit first. So I think once you get the top layer off of it, I think it could be okay. But yeah, I'm not sure how it would work for people with darker skin. So the last thing, and this one is really, really important, is that because some of the shades are pressed pigment, they do cause staining on the skin. The pressed pigment ones, they cause staining on the skin. So if you are someone who is sensitive to staining on the skin, or it irritates you, I cannot recommend this for you. But yeah, I think that was very important to mention. So that's my conclusion. But what do you think? Have you ever bought anything from Beauty Bay before? Have you ever bought this palette before? What do you think to it? Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and come and join this Brit with a Lisp. Boobity boop boop. Bye.